Hi everyone, it is time for the last gemstone on this middle row from Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. Oh, before I zoom in, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to be using a tutorial from Colorist Special Effects 2, and this is actually for a sunstone, which is a round stone. I'm going to use these colours as a guide for my one. Obviously it looks quite different, but we haven't got on sort of orangey reddish one yet, so I thought it would be fun to use those colours and show you how to have a go with those and sort of follow something. Now this book is uses Prismacolor, so we start with the canary yellow. So I am going to start with a cadmium yellow because I am using Polychromos, and the first step is to colour everything yellow. Now because the stone in the picture is rounded and this one isn't, I might do it slightly differently, but I'm going to do the yellow bit as instructed, so I'm going to do that first and we'll just see where it goes from here. Now I'm being quite light because I know that if I press down or use lots of yellow layers it will burnish down and stop me putting more layers on top, so I'm just being quite careful and fairly light. We can always come back and add more at the end. Now the next one is just called orange. I'm going to go for the, no, that's not orange, hang on, cadmium orange is what I was going to go for. Here it is, cadmium orange. Now I'm going to do a slightly different thing too in the picture. What they do, which is sort of goes just around the edge. I'm going to go around the edge of this central part with the orange. I'm just going to build some layers up and leave a little bit of a lighter bit maybe towards the top. Like that, just build up a little bit. Like that, there we go. So we've got a sort of lighter area. Now on these sides I'm going to do a similar thing where I'm going to make it darker and then fade to light like that. I might do the same there and make that side. I'm being random in what I'm choosing to be light and dark. It might end up that it looks a little odd, but we'll find out. I'm willing to give it a try. Now a pumpkin orange. Now for me that's almost a terracotta orange, but I think I'm going to go with excuse me, a dark cadmium orange instead. It'll work. It's just about building up the darkness and the layers, so it will still work. Just sharpening it a little bit, and basically we are going just over what we've done but in a little less. I'm not making any sense, so don't cover over all of the previous colour. So I'm just doing the edge of here. If you watch what I'm doing you'll understand what I'm trying to explain. And then down here I want it darker but not all the way, so some of the lighter colour shows through. And the same here where we'll put a darker bit here and sort of fade it into the orange that we've already put down. Now as I said before, I may feel like I want to go back and add some more of the lighter colours afterwards, but until I start to see how it's coming out I can't really decide. Now red and dark red, so I think I'm going to use scarlet red and deep scarlet red if I can find them. There's scarlet red, that's deep red. There it is, scarlet red and deep scarlet red. So we'll start with the slightly no, I've missed a stage. I'm supposed to use henna, not those reds. Now I'm thinking about my henna. Henna is like a real dark brownish red, isn't it? That's quite dark. I'm trying to think. I think I might have to use like an Indian red to get that sort of shade. That's a sudden dark compared to what we've done already. I'm going to sharpen it. We'll come back to those other reds, so don't put them away. I just missed a step. So this is to just go around the edge really. This, sorry, Indian red. Because I've got quite a small area, there's not going to be that much of it. It's quite nice, isn't it, that? But then we add some of the more brash reds after. What I'm going to do is the other reds are supposed to go sort of on top in blobs and things. So I'm going to go back and add a layer each of my previous colours. So I'm going back to the dark cadmium orange first to just blend out that Indian red and extend those colour. I just want to make the colour darker. Now I know what's going on, if you understand what I mean, because I had to sort of sketch it out on my page really with lighter layers so that I could see what I was doing and work out whether it was going to work really. As those of you that are blessed with a visual who can visualize can do that without putting it down on the paper. I'm assuming this is cadmium orange. It's not something that I can do. Oh, it's so nice and quiet. I'm just switching my mind off a little bit today. Now, I had both sons home this morning. One of them was working upstairs, actually had a meeting with his tutor about his essay and was doing some other work. My other son was finding it really difficult to concentrate on his work. He always does on a Tuesday morning because he goes into uni on a Tuesday afternoon, which is the sort of first uni class of the week, so he's a little bit anxious. This is cadmium yellow. It's like that Monday morning feeling, so he finds it hard to settle to his work. So I helped him a little bit. I was actually making a swatch chart. I never sit and don't do anything, you know. I mean, it's just not me. So I was making a swatch chart and a comparison one, and I helped him find some references and things which he didn't read. He said he might look at them in class because it's that class that he's got, so he might be able to get away with doing a bit of his homework. Now that, to me, I rather like that on its own. But we're supposed to add a few dots, so I'm going to do that just because it's part of the tutorial. But if you like how you've done yours so far, don't feel you've got to jump in and do the dots and things. Have a look first. So red and dark red, so I'm using my scarlet red. This is my lighter red. Dots, blobs and tiny squiggles in the dotted line area. Okay, so around this sort of area where it's dark, it's not going to really show up very much. It shows up a lot more in the tutorial, but because of the nature of Polychromos, you can't really, they don't layer on top. But that's okay, it's just darkening those areas a tad. And I'm being a little bit cautious because I don't want to spoil it, because I'm rather happy with how it looks. And then we go in with the dark, deep scarlet red. This one might show up a little bit more. You have to avoid, by the way, the really light areas. The idea is to put these down in the darker areas that you've coloured. And of course, although we're colouring, following a tutorial, it looks completely different to what we're actually achieving. Right. What you are supposed to do next is use a jelly roll. Add some dots with this and some highlights. We've got a bit of a highlight here going on and here, so I'm just going to draw those in a little bit. You won't really see much different, but I'm going to put the odd few dots on some of the darker areas like that, and it sort of encourages you to put some sort of shiny lines on, but I'm not sure where. Maybe here, like that, and that, maybe like that. I don't really want any anywhere else. I'm being a bit cautious. And it also tells you to make some more dots and dashes in orange neon gel pen. I don't have, oh I do, and gold metallic pen, but actually I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to colour our flowers, and I might change my mind, but I really don't think that I will. So I always feel that the sort of olivey greens go very well with orange, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to start with the permanent green olive and do the bottoms of the leaves like that, and I'm going to use another colour, as I'm sure you've probably guessed. Yeah, looking at this, I personally think that it probably did look better before I put any white on it, or the little dots. But you know, until you try, you don't know. And next time I'll know, you know. And I'm not worried about it, you know. I was actually having a very interesting earth green yellowish, well, a quick and interesting conversation with my son. Now, one of my sons is really, really laid back. And although he gets a little agitated and grumpy when he's tired, he just, you know, things don't worry him really. I think he's got a sense of confidence when it comes to knowing that he'll get his work done on time, and so that's okay. That helps him, but I don't know what it is. And I spoke to him about it because I was out with him on Sunday. Anyway, and we saw someone, and she said that I see fairly often, and she said he is so laid back, and I said I know. She could just tell by looking, and so I asked him, I'm going to do these flowers in red. I think it will just bring out that brightness that we were. So I'm going to use the deep scarlet red first. I'm going to, like I've done for the petals, I'm going to do a little darker bit at the bottom, and then we'll go to a lighter bit at the top of the petals. So I said to him at lunchtime, why are you so laid back? He's like, oh, I don't know. He said, because I don't care. I was like, but I said, but you do care. He said, not about much. And I thought it is interesting because he'll say to me, oh, so and so happened in the news. He doesn't look at the news, but he would have seen it on social media. I'm like, yeah, but he's only telling me. He's not caring. So, you know, if something nasty happens, I don't want to know. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it because it's quite nasty, isn't it? Whereas he'll go, this happened, you know, and won't really care. And so maybe he is right, he doesn't care. And here's the scarlet red, which is a slightly lighter one. It won't show up massively different. You may not even really notice that there's that darker one underneath, to be honest. So that was quite an interesting thing. I think, how can I not care? I think maybe at his age I didn't care about things like happening in the news very much. I was relaxed at his age, so relaxed. And I sort of think, yeah, but at his age, what did I have? Well, I was living at home. I did do my own cooking and stuff. My mum did all my washing and ironing, and I'm not sure if I helped her much with cleaning or not. I doubt it, knowing me. And I was at uni, and I was really enjoying my course. I loved it. I found the essay writing and the report writing really easy. You know, it was just dead easy for me. I'm very lucky. Now I'm going to grab my white pen and do a few dots on our flowers to finish with. What should we do? I'm quite fancying sort of going up, up the middle on this one. That's not the middle, but you know. It'll do. And that was so I don't think I can not care, because this morning, for example, husband was late for work because it was his first day back of the week as well. Being a Tuesday, he has Mondays off, so he had the Monday morning feeling as well, so he was a bit grotty, you know, and then he left his lunch behind, he had to come back, that didn't happen, you know, and all that was going on, and I was sort of affected by that, and I need to find a way of not being affected by it, and it isn't easy, is it? Anyway, there is our gemstone done. What I've done with these videos, I've edited the previous ones that I've done because I did them a while ago now, because I've had quite a few days without recording on this page. I've put a link in the description of the specific book that I've used for the tutorial of the specific Helen Elliston book. I've also made a chart, which is in my Ko-fi, of it's like an index for Helen Elliston's books with links to, with telling you which book various tutorials are in. I think I may have mentioned this. Sorry, I'm blaring on and not colouring, but I think it might be useful. So, for example, in some of her books there's lots of gemstones, some there aren't really any, so I put links to I put like book 2, you know, I put the name, like this was Sunstone, so Sunstone book number 2 and the section name, because there aren't page numbers in the books. But what I thought it meant was, rather than, what I tend to do is grab all my books and I'm flicking through them trying to find the tutorial that I think I want, or I've forgotten there's certain ones in there, it just helped me. So that's excuse me, I didn't know whether to turn the video off and stop myself in mid-flow or hope it passed, but it didn't pass. So anyway, I've done this chart and it's split into sort of gemstones, metallic, people, food, animals, flowers, nature. I think there's a sort of, there's quite a big miscellaneous section because there's odd bits and bobs, but I'm hoping it'll be useful. I'm going to be using it, and I just thought I'd let it, you know, I wanted it, so I thought I'll do this and then I'll just let everyone else have it, because, you know, hopefully if I find it useful, you will. So that's there as well. If you can't, if I forget to put the link in or you can't find it, just ask me and I'll send it to you. Right, that is me done. Thank you for watching today and for listening to me blabber on. I hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.